Hey, family, and welcome back to another episode of Actually, It's Negotiable.
It's negotiable.
We discuss people, places, and things that do not serve us and how to rid ourselves of those things. But through our maturation, through our wisdom, through life, we understand that you have to go with the ebbs and flow of life, and we understand fluidity. So some things may actually be negotiable.
That's right.
I am your co-host, Ernestine Morrison.
I'm Amber Ty.
And on today's show, we have a lovely,
Yes,
fine, she's fine, y'all. She's fine.
Real fine.
We have a fine guest,
so sweet.
Miss Rolonda Rochelle.
Woo, give it up. Hey.
Thank you all so much for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Yes.
Bro, so I've got to kick it off with, what is something in your life that was a super hard non-negotiable, and through your maturation and your journey, you realize actually it's negotiable?
So many things. I will just say something that I'm compromising right now.
Mhm.
That is friendships with women.
Mm.
We had spicy off the rip. I got a couple things I can talk about.
I felt that in my soul.
Yeah. I've had I'll just say my issues with women, because you know how you hear men say they don't trust women?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same here.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that stems from childhood. I've tried to pull back those layers to get to that peace.
Yeah.
And I think it does have something to do with the relationship with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
So, but now I am open to, I guess, accepting people.
New friends.
Yeah, meeting them where they are without my stipulations and standards.
Yes.
But I will say I have prayed that God give me the spirit of discernment,
Mhm.
and I am quick to cut you off.
Amen.
So good. Yeah.
No, and I've had that. I've had to cut some folks off.
I've experienced, no.
No, really, I've had that. But it is something that I'm open,
Yeah.
to move forward, because I don't have any best friends.
Mhm.
Wow.
I don't.
And Ro definitely had the vibe of no new friends.
When you first met her?
Lord.
When I first met Ro, it was like no new friends. I'm like, okay, yes, ma'am. But as I got to know her, I understood her heart.
Yeah.
And I hear, even when she says things like this, I understand why she
Yeah.
feels that way. And I'm learning through my own experiences.
Yeah.
Why it's like, who are you? And what
Yeah.
do you want? And who are you really?
Yeah.
Who are you
all
really?
Of our
Mhm.
journeys shape like how we interact with people.
Yes.
And I think, just to piggyback off what you said, I think that's one of my things where I'm like, actually, it's negotiable,
Mhm.
because I'm a Pisces. I don't know if it was in Zodiac, but I'm a giver. Like, I serve, I pour into my friends, I invest. And I historically get my feelings hurt because I feel like people don't invest in me and pour into me the way I do to them. So a non-negotiable was, friends have to do what I do, and they have to love the way I love. But actually, no, it's negotiable, because I realize now through my maturation, you got to meet people where they're at.
You have
Yeah.
to.
You may not know how to pour in the way I know how to pour in.
Right.
You may not
Right.
know how to invest the way I know how to
Exactly.
invest. And I have to be okay with that,
Mhm.
and not want to shape and mold and change you to be who I want you to be.
Right.
I think we learn that as we grow older, especially with girlfriends.
Yeah.
And our circle gets smaller as we get
Mhm.
older. When you're in high school, it's all about popularity. When
Right.
you get older, it's like you have to choose your friends just like you try to choose your man.
Your mate.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
So just based on experiences from my past and watching women, how they interact,
Yeah.
it's honestly, we
You don't have to
don't
hold back. You don't have to try to be
Right.
politically correct.
Well, okay.
Let it all out, babe.
Right.
I mean, think about it. We're not loyal to each other
Mm.
based on, even when we're talking about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
We are the culprit of why men cheat.
Mm. Oof.
Wait a minute. Say that again. We are the culprit.
Who are they going to cheat
on?
on? Who are they going to cheat on? Each other? It's the
Oof.
woman.
Yeah.
It's the woman.
Yeah.
So until we become loyal to each other and respect each other and situations, that has always been my issue, because I have watched my grandmother go through it, my mother go through it, my aunts, and it's like, you can't trust us.
Why do you think that is, though? Why do you think
I
women
think
do that?
we've been programmed.
Mm.
We've been programmed to compete.
Mhm.
We've been programmed to be chosen
Right.
based on what we saw,
Yeah. Mhm. For sure.
And I didn't realize that until I got older, how friendships can be important, but at the same time, women can be brutal. We can share,
Yes.
we can have friendships, we can love each other. but it's under conditions to a certain point, because once we get pissed off,
Mm-hmm.
the stuff that I shared with you, I
out
sold
there.
into, you go and share, and it's like, God, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So those are things that's where I am right now. But now I'm open to receive and accept that, but I'm going to meet you where you are, but I'm also going to be very cautious of it.
And I think it's all homework too. Like, I always used to say, like, a man and a woman, right? Most of us, 70% of Black households are single parent households. But when you actually are trying to date, especially as a Black woman or Black people in general, you meet a man meets you, you're vibing, you're dating. You never saw the example of what a healthy relationship looked like for the most part.
Right.
It's the same with friends. A lot of us never saw what a healthy friendship looked like. So you meet a friend, and then they backstab you, they talk about you, or they lie, because they never saw the example. And I think that comes with the actually it's negotiable mindset. Like, I can't really fault you for not being something you never saw. I can't really fault you for not being something that you never had an example to look up to.
For sure.
Yeah.
We always talk about that. You know, I had all brothers, and to be honest, I did not have good examples of friendships in adults when I was a kid, because I was a pastor's daughter and everybody was talking about each other, backstabbing family. I mean, I have family members backstabbing. So, and all I heard all the time was gossip. So it's really what I learned. And it wasn't until recently, more in my, like, as I'm getting older, I'm learning how to cultivate a friendship. I'm learning how to keep things to myself. I'm learning how to check on you and make sure you're okay, make sure your children are okay. But before, even growing up as a pastor's kid, we had everybody serving us. So the mentality, I was dating a pastor at one point, and it was so much so that everybody catered to him. I used to get so mad because I'm like, man, you're not considerate. You're not thinking. But then when I realized his everyday life, he didn't have to be. So it doesn't, translate into his everyday friendships and things like that. And I'm like, dang, I think I was like that. I was a PK.
Entitlement.
Yes. Everybody was serving me.
Lacking that spirit of servitude.
Right. And when I became a mom, that changed things for me too, because you serving all day long, but just learning how to really cultivate and cherish friendships. Like, what does that mean? Owning up to when you're wrong and not trying to hide behind, so
and accountability. People.
Yes,
for sure.
Exactly.
And really it's just all about investments, right? Like making investments, just like you said, with the same intentionality into the people you're building with on a platonic level as you are the people you are trying to build with on a romantic level. Like, and I think that's something that I've historically been a good friend, like a seed sower. But where I went wrong is, like, I've always expected that reciprocity back, and it's always hurt me. I've always felt like, oh, what was me? I'm not getting it back. I'm not getting the love back. And I think just as I got older, you just realize that's not everybody's assignment.
But then also, sometimes people don't know how to be a friend, and maybe you're that person. Show them what it's like to be that friend, and I'll be the first one to admit I have not been a good friend. And that's also one of the things that I had to do some self-inventory. The same thing that I expect from my friends, maybe am I actually doing that? Because I'm not good at giving gifts.
But I bet you want gifts, though.
I want gifts. Right?
I'm not about to spend my money.
It's not even about the money. It's just taking out the time to
think about it.
And, so it's like...
Wait a minute. Monroe said, be clear, babe. It's not about the money.
It's not about the money. I've got that.
I'll be quick to write you a check and give you the money.
Right.
But it's like taking out the time to shop and look for that. Like, what would this person... Because I get anxiety. Holidays, I hate Christmas.
I'm like that too.
It gives me anxiety because now it's like, okay, now I got to try and figure out.
Think about you.
Think about you.
Like?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But candy bar.
Right.
Thank God for Cash
App. It's one of those things where, okay, so now I got to be responsible. Now I got to be relied upon. Now I got to worry about your fit. So those are things that I'm working on. That's a part of, okay, let me be open to that. That's work for me. Yeah. Because I want everybody to be self-sufficient. Why are you waiting on me to, you know what I'm saying?
To do something for you.
But that's the transition for me.
Yeah.
So, that comes with girlfriends.
Right.
Exactly.
Life.
So, You're from Texas. You're a Texas girl.
I'm a Texas
But you're halfway at Peach now because you've been here
Oh,
a
no,
minute.
I'm a full-time.
Yeah, like
30 years.
Oh, 30.
30. I'm an official. Yes.
Yeah, you're officially a Peach. You still got a little
always
cowgirl boot in you, though.
Well, I always say Texas rooted me. Georgia blossomed me.
Oh, I love
The
that.
woman that I am.
Yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of actually, it's negotiable. You didn't start acting until you were 40 years old.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I started taking acting classes in 2012. And it was not necessarily to start acting in the industry. It was to combat my fear of public speaking.
Oh, okay.
And also I was transitioning. I was going through a divorce. So it helped me therapeutically.
Wow.
And it helped me connect with my emotions and being able to articulate, okay, connect the dots. What am I feeling?
Yeah.
Is this real? Is this fake? You know, that thing. So, and then it transitioned into me doing it full time.
I think that's an inspiration for people who are in their 40s or approaching 40s,
Yes.
where they think like, this is not negotiable for me. This is my life. This is the trajectory I'm on. This is where I'm going. But you went and completely did something different than the path you were on at 40. Like, how did that feel?
I felt like if I didn't do it now, it's not going to happen.
Wow.
I prayed. I started to see other people that was in my class on television, like the Anthonys.
You're
and
like, wait a minute.
like,
Anthony Dalton?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, well, now I know I was just as good as them.
If not better.
If not better. And I said, I started to get this buzz, like this nudge, like,
itch.
I'm thirsting for it, right? So I started to get back in class, and social media was the point that kind of launched me to that, to where I am, and I got on with Kountry Wayne, and it started to really manifest. I prayed, and I said, God, if this is what you want me to do, I want to do it, and it be a ministry for me, right? And to show that once you reach a certain age, life is not over. They want us to go dark, but I be dang on it.
I'm out here lit.
And that was my ministry.
Yeah.
To show people, like I've always said, to give young people something to look forward to, not be afraid of, and also people my age to embrace.
Yeah.
So
I think you're true. Like that's true testimony.
Yeah, for real. And it's even once you retire, I mean that's like a second chapter.
Second life.
Yeah.
Second life.
Yeah.
You have all the wisdom, you have everything you need versus trying to figure it out. You have everything you need to manifest whatever you always wanted to do.
So speaking of ministry and Kountry Wayne, we're always talking about Jesus is popping and, and I wanted to ask you something that we always talk about is how do we get past our image on the Wayne show? So right now I'm playing a role.
Wait a minute. For everyone who doesn't know.
Oh.
Amber and Ro, really all of us are on the Kountry Wayne skits, but Amber and Ro are like lead main characters in the Kountry Wayne skits. If you're not familiar with Kountry Wayne, get familiar.
Yes.
YouTube and Facebook.
If you're not familiar, you're living under a rock.
But Amber and Ro are two leading ladies over there in the world of Kountry Wayne. And they play a character, but their character names are also their real names in real life. So I know that the lines could be blurred between what's fiction and nonfiction for both of you all.
Yes.
So how is that weight on both of you? Just the comments and people. Now you guys have this newfound fame. Amber always talks about how she had less than 2,000 followers just a year or two ago. And now she's at 100K. And now you have a brand. And Amber came from corporate. I know you did real estate before. And you've taken many turns in life. So now you guys have this newfound fame on this newfound platform. That's a platform that's really a pioneering platform in the industry. Like, what has that been like?
Well, first of all, thank you, Ernestine, for cleaning up my question because Tevin back there was distracting me. But thank you. But bro, I'll let you answer that question.
So the question was,
what does it feel like just to have this newfound brand and fame through the Kountry Wayne skit?
Yeah.
Well, my character has definitely transitioned from pure Claire Huxtable all the way to we don't even know what's happening. But the comments can be
Let it out, Ro. You do not have to try and be.
They can be very
polished.
But I've learned that we're artists. We create art and we put it out there. And that means we have to be open to be criticized. Just like a piece of art on the wall. When you go to the museum, you stand there, you look at it, and you give your opinion on it. Everybody has their own opinion. But it always goes back to what I just said. It's a ministry for me, right? So however that character is delivered or perceived, I know it ain't me. Because I would have been gone a long time ago.
Okay, preach.
All these different men that I've gone through. I've been considered the HOE.
No, child. I got you on that one.
No, I think we're both
of y'all, but then had your share.
Yes, Mike,
exactly.
Wayne, Anthony. You got Malachi. You got one more than me.
No, child. I've had before the young ones.
Let me be quiet.
The ones ain't even. That's not even mentioned.
Oh, okay.
People still going way back from when I started.
So
we never even had a storyline, but they're still going back to the old stuff. But anyway. I look at it as if we're artists. We're here to do our job. As I've always said, you cannot criticize your character.
Yes.
You have to do whatever is needed. But if you feel uncomfortable, then that job may not be for you. That's just like when you go on auditions, you read whatever your script is and you say, no, I can't. You have a right to say, I can't do this, or I don't want to do this, or it's against my whatever religion, my rules, whatever. You do have that right. But with this, in my head, it's like I want people to see themselves.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
With women. And I don't know from the beginning, I don't know if that was Wayne's intention, because he always says, don't think that deep, but we're talking humans.
Right.
Right. And they are going to identify. That's why they take. Yeah, it is that deep.
About that this morning.
It is that deep.
People say it's not that deep.
It is that deep.
Everything is that deep.
Yes.
Right.
Everything.
Because if it's not that deep to you, it's that deep to somebody else.
Yeah.
But everything, it should be that deep to you in your life. And this is just my mindset, because everything should be intentional.
Yeah.
From the play stuff to the fake stuff to the, you know what I mean? If you're playing on screen, if you're doing TikToks, if you're doing, everything should be intentional. So it is that deep.
Well, anytime you're putting, propaganda, anytime you're using that platform, somebody is going to get a message.
Absolutely.
It's going to millions of people, and you just do, even if you touch 2 or 3 different people, they're going to force themselves to get something out of it. It's very misogynistic, our platform. But also, I want women to actually see themselves. We look stupid sometimes.
We look, I know I'm looking dumb.
But at the same time, I want people to see themselves, because until you see yourself in that, you won't be able to correct yourself. Because you don't say, that girl looks stupid, but wait a minute, that could be me too.
Right.
Because I got a man over here and I got, or men too. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it myself as a ministry, and it's a bigger picture for me.
When I first, when Wayne presented the storyline, so the storyline right now, if you're not keeping up, I am engaged to Anthony, but my sneaky link is Wayne, and she is engaged, moving towards her wedding, but she's still messing around with Wayne. And when Wayne
you were still messing around with Wayne on the way to your wedding?
On the way to my wedding, child.
Yes.
So
who wrote this storyline?
His name starts with a W, ends with an E. But no, when he first presented it to me, at first I was like, oh my God. I mean, I think I talked to you about it, Ernestine, but it wasn't until I talked to Ro that I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this, because first of all, she told me don't judge my character. And that hit hard for me, because it's hard not to, because again, we use our names. And then she said, if you're going to be the villain, or if you're going to be the HOE, be the best doggone one you can be. And literally I am, because because the people hate me so bad.
I'm the best HOA.
I didn't mean that. I'm not the best.
No,
what I meant. I'm the best villain of the show. Shut up, Ernestine. We're going to cut that. No, just joking. But no, I know that I'm doing a great job as an actress, because people hate me so much. But I have to always keep in mind, like, this is not my life. I'm clocking in and I'm clocking out.
Good job.
Yes. I'm like, people
and it's no different from doing a movie or a television show, because you may do a movie where you're playing a prostitute, or you're playing a drug dealer, or a gang lord.
Exactly.
And you can't judge your character in that acting world either, just as much as you can in the skit acting world.
Right. But speaking of things being actually negotiable, when the comments used to come in, they would bother me. I would be like, oh my God. I wanted to clap back so bad. But I remember actually just recently, I read this comment and this woman said, she said, I actually had a friend that went through this same thing up until her wedding. And now she's been married happily for 10 years.
Wow.
And it stopped. But whatever it is that she had to go through to get her to, I'm not condoning it, but it's like, again, we never know who we're touching. Maybe somebody is in that mess and they see how dumb they look and they're like, you know what? This looks so bad. I need to go change.
And not just you, the men too.
Yes, the men too.
Somebody like Anthony.
Right.
You know, you just never know. Even somebody like Wayne.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I mean, Nina Simone says it is the artist's duty to reflect the times. So art should reflect the times.
Yeah.
And the truth is, there's some people out here who are dumb. And there's some people out here who are doing crazy things.
Exactly.
And there's some people out here not making the right decisions. And you want to see that on screen because it teaches you. All of it teaches you.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Ro?
No, I was just going to say, just with the different characters, not just with our storyline, but like with Mike's storyline, with Chase's storyline. Like everybody we all have our own specific genres.
Yes.
In the skits and the young folks. It's just interesting to see all this new talent coming onto this platform. That's another thing, just sitting back and watching, wow, this is something that has manifested. And I don't think Wayne even saw it this way, but it's just good to see that we're a part of that.
Right.
We don't know. Yeah, we don't know where it's going to go, but it's like, it's going somewhere. I'm just grateful to be a part of it, you know, and I've gotten to the point where I can't allow the comments. I may read a few of them, but after reading, it's like a rabbit hole. Like, I got stuff to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You
can't. You just can't do that. But I always go back to, I know this is my ministry, and it is to capitalize on top of whatever it is that we're doing. Because I've gotten most of my jobs outside of the skits, movies. I mean, it's opened the floodgate for me. So
that's true.
And to see someone like me be represented in a on this platform that's not popular. It's just so rewarding.
Yes.
How do you feel the difference between like the industry acting when you get jobs booked through your agent compared to the skit world?
How do I feel?
What are the differences for you?
Well, I'll just say Improv has definitely leveled me up when I went. Yeah, definitely. This is school. This is like acting.
It's a master class.
It is.
It's really a master class you can't buy.
No, you can't.
Be improving every day
and get paid for it.
And get paid for it.
Okay, that part.
Yeah.
It's like, and then most of the time you're doing one take.
Yes.
When you can get to the point where, well, I'll just say this. I've been on it long enough where I can say, okay, I'm tired. I'm ready to go. And if Mike or Wayne says, okay, we got 5 more skits, I'm tired. But when that camera's on, it's like, all right, let's do it.
Exactly.
And then I'm like, okay, how many more? How many more? But as I'm tired, but that's just how good it's gotten for me.
Yeah.
And then I'll go on set. I did a movie that's coming out for the holidays. The director was like, you know what? Just scratch the script and just improv.
Word? Like, oh, what?
Right.
That's what I do. And they know that. Oh, that's what I do.
Right.
And to see myself do that is like, okay, girl, okay,
Yes.
I got this. I got it. I can
You know
do
what's
it.
cool about improv? I always equate acting just to life in general, but what's cool about improv is it keeps you on your toes.
sure. Yes.
It helps you forward think. It gives you these tools that you really can use in real life. Because now in real life, when situations happen or something comes up, an emergency pops up, you're like, I know how to think quick. I know how to forward think. I know how to come up with something on the fly.
Right.
Like improv is a gym. It's a life gym.
Exactly.
It really is. It's
Now,
definitely a good
I
thing.
think a lot of people get confused though when we say that we improv. There's still a storyline that we have.
Yeah.
Yes, sometimes Wayne will give us, hey, in this skit, we want to hit this point, that point, and this point. Because people are thinking, and I think this is why they get us confused too with the character, because they're thinking they know that it's improv.
Yeah.
So this must be how she really thinks.
Yeah.
She must be
we do it
okay
so
with
well.
this. Right.
Yeah.
But
still a story.
yeah, but there's still a story. We just come up with the dialogue off the top of our heads.
But sometimes they give us too much information.
That's true.
And you get in your head like, and it can show on camera. So I tell both him, Wayne, and Mike, don't give me all just give me 3 things.
Right.
That you want me to put out, and I'll do it. But
Ro has all these things around her skit. She's like, if y'all want me, I'm tired. I'm only giving y'all 3 things.
That's it.
Exactly. That's it. Exactly.
But you just got to know your shortcomings.
Yeah.
You know, and what you can do good. And I'm pretty confident. In that. I've accepted all my flaws as a grown woman.
You're definitely you have
I
to
am.
exude
Yes,
confidence.
I've gotten to the point at this age. It doesn't matter. I'm so over being judged and I don't even care because I already know my flaws.
Yes.
So you
coming
can't
at
tell me
my flaws. I already know.
I already know. So when you come at me, I'm like, yep,
Sure did.
you sure right about it, yep. Married, divorced 2 times, yep, that's it.
Yeah.
But it is who I am.
Yeah.
But I do have some good quality.
A lot of them.
Yes.
But you're not going to just darken my my gift
Right.
and who I am as a human because you got flaws too.
Man, that level of comfortability is something you really can't pay for.
No, not at all.
When you get to a point where you're so comfortable with your flaws, it's like I always bring up this Eminem reference in the movie 8 Mile when he was like, "Yeah, grew up in a trailer park. Yeah, now tell these MFers something they don't know." It's like, "Yeah, now tell me. I put it all out there. Yes, I was this. Yes, I was that. Yes, I did that. It's all out there. Now tell me something I don't know."
Exactly.
That is a level of comfortability.
Yes.
That is a level of certainty in you where you're so. It's like people think confidence is just like, oh, you're just pretty and poised and perfect. No, confidence is just certainty.
Yes.
I'm certain in who I am. I'm
good, the bad, and the ugly.
The good, the bad, and it's heavy on the ugly.
Yeah.
And I'm certain in it. And I'm comfortable there. So you can't move me. I'm unmovable.
And I don't have to put on for anybody to like me or to, because you don't care.
Yes.
It's like,
but I think a lot of us, we've been conditioned or programmed to disconnect from that, even growing up as a child. We were talking about being parents. I think as parents, we have to be careful about how we parent when it comes to our children. I don't think we realize how we contribute to them being adults that's going to need therapy and how they're going to contribute to unhealthy relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've always said that when you tell a child to stop and quit, they are supposed to do that. They're supposed to explore.
Yeah.
That's their way, you know?
Yes.
But it's okay to keep the boundaries. Oh, don't hurt yourself. But let them go do that's
just giving them tools.
The
tools.
Giving them tools. And then when they're vocal or they're screaming and hollering. I was at the High Museum on Sunday, and there were kids like just everywhere.
Just being kids.
Yeah,
just kidding.
And one child that was in the stroller, she screamed so loud. And you know when kids that pierce.
Yeah,
but that's just their way of communicating.
Yeah.
Right.
Wasn't nothing wrong with them. One of the security guards said, that child need his ASSB.
Yeah.
Right.
Jeez.
Because he screamed.
Right.
And he said it in front of me, and I was like, because the child is doing what he or she is supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, back in my day, they would have got beat. And that's why
everyone your age is traumatized.
Exactly.
That's why they all need therapy.
And I said it just like I said, and that's why
Probably
we're
a baby
all
boomer.
effed up and we need therapy.
Exactly.
I said it real loud because he said it very loud. That child, security.
Yeah.
That child needs to be beaten because I know back in the day, and I said, and that's why we effed up
Right.
now.
Exactly.
That's why we need therapy
too.
Right.
Until you get older, you're like, oh, some of these hang-ups that I have is from childhood trauma.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's why like my 2-year-old Kobe, Kobe's going to be a beast. She is so certain of herself.
I love it.
She's so outspoken. She's confident. She's lively.
I love
and she's bullheaded. And even when it irritates me that she's bullheaded, I don't want to break that from her.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I hope she stays like that her whole entire life. Because somewhere in all of our childhoods, spirits were broken.
Yes.
Tools that we really needed were broken. And I hope that Kobe, I hope that I'm doing
I got
so
chills
right by
now.
her.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
I hope I'm doing so right
that.
by her because I don't want to raise a child that needs therapy in 30 years because of mommy issues or daddy issues. It's like, I want you to be bold. I want you to be audacious. I want you to be all that you are. So I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to make sure she knows I'm the authority,
Right.
I'm the authoritative figure.
Right.
But I also want you to be all of that you are because Kobe is going to, mark my words.
I love it.
Kobe's going to be something in life.
I love it. That's good parents.
Yes.
Right.
That's, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. No I believe in being
know that I'm mommy.
Yeah.
But I don't want to beat it out of you.
Don't.
Right.
I don't want to break your spirit.
Because you know what that's going to look like? Somebody like me who was brought up that way.
Yeah.
And still unpacking and still trying to live a healthy life. That's a lot.
And
that is mentally
and trying to make friends. And like, I don't have the tools because everything it was beaten out of me. Right. It was silence. Yes. I was shamed. I was told to be quiet my whole life. I'm not trying to raise a child that needs therapy.
And those things were non-negotiable back then.
Yeah.
You know, whooping your child was a non-negotiable. And now it's like, actually it is negotiable. Yeah. Because even my child, he's not going to ever tell you that mommy whooped his butt. It's not happening.
I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
I grew up that way, but I don't believe in beating and whooping a child.
We have conversations.
You're right. But if it's something that they did lie, steal, we got a problem. But that's my problem. How did I contribute to that? Be you lying, stealing? You know what I mean?
What did I do
that made you feel like
right?
Yes. But if it's something that's detrimental, nothing requires that to me. We need to sit down and have conversations. Get down. That's with my daughter. I never whooped her, but I remember we were in Target. That child embarrassed me. She screamed, and I remember snatching her,
grabbing her up.
And it got worse. But I said, okay, I'm going to take you and we're going to go outside. I got down on my knee, got on her level, and I pointed my finger. She cried like I beat the living hell out of her.
It was almost like a disappointment. Like she disappointed that she disappointed you.
Exactly. Until this day, she still has that. I don't want to disappoint. You know what I mean? She's gone through her whatever as becoming an adult. Yeah. But she does not, she hates to disappoint me.
Man, I love that.
I believe in you can talk.
Right.
You can put firmness in your voice and it can be just as detrimental. Because
words. I believe a little pop or a little nick here and there.
No. Right.
But think about when we were growing up, I don't know about you guys, but there were beatings.
Yeah.
Like, y'all ever been whooped out the shower?
Yes.
Wet still?
Get the switch off the tree.
Get the switch off the tree.
The ironing cord.
That was
what?
Y'all ever had your head slammed in a cabinet?
Not
saying I did. Just put it out there.
I was like, whoa.
Thrown at you.
So I've heard through a friend.
Whoa. Let me calm mama.
Shoes thrown at you. And
it's
crazy. That was
crazy.
Literally looking back at that was abuse.
That was.
And not only was it physically, it was also mentally.
No, words can be abusive too. Now, words can be just as detrimental as getting physically beaten too. Yeah. So it's about how you.
That's why we have to speak life.
Yes.
Like literally have to speak life into your children. You have to speak life into people around you.
Just period. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I think, like you were saying, what was the cause for our parents doing that? They weren't too far from slavery. That's what they knew.
Yeah.
That's what we were taught to control the man, control the woman, you beat them.
You beat them.
So we, that carried down to our children, but there's another way because actually it's negotiable.
I love it. So listen, Ro, you pride yourself on being an anti-aging advocate.
I don't like to say anti.
Well, it says age on your profile. Oh, it's aging. Pro-aging.
Pro-aging. Yeah, I don't like anti.
Pro-aging advocate.
Yes.
And you are definitely famous for this beautiful salt and pepper hair.
Yay.
Everyone always talks about your hair. Like, the girl with the hair. Oh, the lady with the hair. Yeah. Love the salt and pepper hair.
Yeah.
What made you just dive into embracing just maturing with life and wearing your natural hair color, not dyeing it, and not doing the filters and the Botox and you know what I mean? Like you're just a naturally beautiful woman, and it just radiates through you.
Thank you. I knew it was coming. I knew aging is coming. So it was just a matter of, okay, how am I going to embrace this?
Yes.
And be okay with it without, like you said, the filters and the mask. And it had to be natural for me. So before I turned 50, social media was that thing. Everybody's getting on social media, but I never saw anybody that looked like me.
Yeah.
I never saw it. So, and it's always been a thing, well, if you be the change you want to see. So I started using social media in that manner when I got my real estate license, and I wanted to use social media to get clients. So instead of doing what everybody else was doing, I wanted to do it in a way that people can get to know who I am as a person. Yeah. And I believe in being authentic. And I stopped dyeing my hair because, for one, it was a lot of money. And then number two, I saw it
every 2 weeks. You got to do it.
And it was very prominent. Even today, if I got it done on next Friday, you're going to start seeing the silver.
Right.
So it's like, why am I doing this?
How long ago did you stop dyeing?
2012.
Wow.
Were you dyeing it a dark color? Or?
No, it was highlights. It was pretty. Very pretty. But I just said, you know what? I think I want to use God's color because gray is God's color.
Yeah.
And I started just letting it go.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. And again, I didn't see that very much on social media. And then just to me, when people color their hair black, and you know, good and darn well, you 60, but you really look crazy. You really look crazy. But so I didn't want to do that, but I still wanted to show that you could still be youthful, have fun. But I wanted people to see that because it was not a thing. It was not a thing.
And now I feel like we see more and more of it now. Yes. We see a lot of
people dyeing their hair gray.
Yeah. People definitely dye their hair.
For sure.
Yes.
But I definitely have noticed lately, probably the last like 2 years, I've been seeing women in their 50s, 60s who are on social media and becoming influencers through, just the age, embracing their age and doing the salt and pepper hair. So you may be the pioneer of that.
I think I
am. And it's such, Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and then when I turned 50, there's a social media page, Fly Ageless.
Okay.
They put me on their page, and from there, that thing started. That thing started trending.
Right.
And
they called the Row Challenge.
And they posted me several times, and then I started to go viral. Whose fine ass grandma is this? And then the other one is this is one I did not like. They put my face next to an actual grandma in and the family literally DM'd me and said, "Can you please?" And I didn't post it.
Like I didn't post it,
but they someone posted it on my page because on Facebook they can tag you and it'll show up on your Facebook. The family literally tagged me or DM'd me and said, "Can you please take that down?" And I said, "I can't. I can take my name from it."
Right.
But they were like, "That's my grandma," and I really felt bad. But once it goes viral, there's nothing you can do about it.
It's already been screenshot, shared, downloaded.
Was she the same age as you? Is that what they were trying to
say? That's what they were trying to say.
Right.
But that lady was every bit of
82.
Girl. But they made fun of it, so I didn't like that. But I did want it to present that there is a different way of presenting yourself once you reach a certain age.
Right.
Like just because you have gray hair does not mean that you're a grandma or that you're old.
And because not that there's anything wrong with being a grandma.
Exactly. And that's the thing I didn't want to take away from that.
And there's some young grandmas too.
Yeah, but I'm not a grandma.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to make sure that I protected that without it being tainted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, just because you have gray hair does not mean that you're old and that you're a grandma.
Right.
Because there are some 30-year-olds
who have gray hair.
Yeah.
But we're so conditioned and programmed. Oh, I got to color
My girlfriend Erica started going gray in high school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I started going gray recently. I didn't even know because I was
always didn't even know. Yeah.
Well, I would wear sew-in. So I just recently took my sew-in out and I was like, okay, let me wear my natural hair. And my stylist said, "Look how much gray you have." And I was like,
oh
my gosh. Yeah. I actually, since I was younger, I used to always say, I can't wait till I'm gray.
Yeah.
But the only reason why I still dye it is because I don't have enough gray yet. It's
that's what people kill me. They say I always get, well, mine is patchy, but that's how it's supposed to be.
But yours is not like that yet.
But don't go by mine. Right. Don't go by mine. Go by what yours will look like.
I got a big patch right here. I'm like,
you never know.
I'm gonna see what happens.
Yeah, because yours is like even and balanced and pretty.
Yes.
Oh, mine look like yours.
But I will say,
No, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say you're such an inspiration because even I'm 41. When I joined Wayne's skits, I was 39, about to turn 40, and it is interesting because you are on camera all the time, so you see everything. You see your wrinkles. You see, and watching you on set. When we're talking about the confidence level there, Ro is just very she is in her zone, waiting for her scene. And when she goes into a scene, she kills it every time because she's so grounded. And it comes from the confidence. And I started watching that. And I'm like, okay, how do I do that? How do I be confident even when I got little wrinkles or if my makeup is not perfect today or if my hair is, and embracing aging. You have helped me do that because I'm like, dang, it's like, I thought it was, I had this picture in my mind and it feels like it's so far away.
Yeah.
You feel like, oh, I got forever. Child, I'll be 50 in 9 years.
Right.
That's crazy to think about when I can remember being 13.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what?
I was 9 yesterday.
When did this happen?
For sure.
But you're such an inspiration to so many of us, especially I think women my age who are kind of like, I feel like I'm in that I feel like I'm in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Like
you're already middle-aged, just so you know.
Yeah.
You're middle-aged when you're 30.
Exactly. Oh, 30.
30s.
That's true because we only lived about 75, 80.
I feel like 35, you're middle-aged.
Middle-aged.
Yeah.
But I feel like...
Am I middle-aged?
Yeah. I feel like I'm not so far away from the 30-year-olds and I'm not so far away from the 50-year-olds. It's like, so I very much feel like in the middle. And sometimes it's like, oh my God, I will be 50 in 9 years.
And that's why I do what I do, because I want people to embrace it.
Yeah.
What's the alternative? You want to die? If you want freezing time, and that's not even possible. So it's just good that y'all see me do this with confidence and know, I may be a little slow at it,
right?
But I'm still here.
Yeah.
You're still going to be here. You're actually you're older than somebody,
right?
Just know that, right? You're older than somebody somewhere.
Exactly.
But you have to be able to embrace that. And I'm learning, even now, I'm still learning. Like when I saw the wrinkles here, and it's like, but that's just who I am.
Right.
That's just it.
Right.
I don't want to die. Yeah. And then I don't want to do the Botox and all that.
What do you say to the young women who are the Botox, the surgeries, the this, the that? I was reading something about Kylie Jenner said she got her first work done at 18. And again, some of the work looks good. And I'm like, I've always felt like, do you, whatever you want, whatever makes you comfortable. But now that you've kind of gone through life and you see what's going on social media, you see the implants, the fake butts, the fake lips, the fake foreheads. What do you say to these women?
It's really sad to me because I don't have anything. This is all natural, but I can say that I don't know what it's going to be like when they do reach my age. I don't know. I just know this. Sometimes it could be quite. Woo, honey, going up them steps and laying down and the back aches and you know what I'm saying. Yeah. I think it's sad because we've been programmed to be chosen. You know what I'm saying? To be, especially positioning ourselves for the man. Right. Everything has always been for them. Yeah. But it's like, but what about me? What about just doing it for me?
For me and how I feel.
And how I feel. Yeah. And I think I posted one thing on Facebook. What would we do if men were to disappear for 48 hours?
Including my husband?
No. You'll get him back. No, you'll get him back. But if women had the entire world for 48 hours, what would we do? No makeup.
You think so? See, I think we be wearing all this stuff for other women.
I disagree.
No, seriously. But why are we doing it for other women?
Because it's a competition.
It's a competition. Right? But if we removed all of that, the competition, because we compete because we want to be chosen by the men, or we want to be, it's that seed that's been implanted in us. But if we had no more stipulations, what would that be? Because if you walked out that door with just a bikini on, men are going to grab you. You're going to be like me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or if you walked outside with no makeup on, who going to talk about you?
Right.
Because the other person going to have no makeup on. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we removed what was instilled in us of why we do what we do.
Yeah.
I posted that video. Do you know a lot of people was like, oof, I can walk around naked pretty much. I don't have to wear
just
no
go
makeup.
To
You know what I'm saying? I don't have to worry about putting on no makeup. I don't have to worry about doing my hair. I don't have to worry about whatever that is. And it was mostly women like, God, it was like,
breathing. I can breathe now.
Exhale.
Yeah. You know, I've been posting a lot on my Facebook. I'll go live and I'm showing myself with no makeup on because I want women to see I don't wake up like this. You know what I mean? Like I don't just I'm beautiful. No, it takes some work, but it's funny the shaming that comes along with it too. Yeah. Oh, that's Amber. Oh, you like a
that you?
Yeah, this woman says you like a totally different person. Ma'am, you would too if you had none of that makeup on on your Facebook profile while you're on my page talking. But I just want women to see, like, listen, I am regular just like you. I take this makeup off. I got a little bag under here. You know, it's not glamorous. I'm not bronzy naturally. You know, but it's been liberating for me.
I'm a natural bronze.
Girl, bye. Child, bye. But speaking of chosen, we're not going to get into your dating life because I know how private you are, just knowing you. But do you tend to get more younger men or older men approach you? Because I've noticed the older I get, the younger they get.
It's probably 50-50.
Okay.
It's interesting to be considered the sex symbol. I'm like, really?
Yes,
But
ma'am.
mostly I could say, because I'll be 56 next week. No, in 3 weeks. Okay. And it's interesting that the DMs be lit with 23, 24. And I'm like, child, I can't do nothing with you. But it is interesting that they appreciate a good, wholesome, beautiful woman.
Yes.
Versus what they have to compare.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, that girl fine.
Right.
Yeah. Especially because we've been conditioned that youth is the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to have a young person still seem like they're still attracted to somebody my age, is like, oh, that's nice.
Right.
That's really.
Yes.
But then you have the older men. I'm gonna need for them to carry out the same stipulations that they have for women over a certain age.
Okay, sir, we don't want your beer belly.
You know what I'm saying? We just like y'all, and that's the other thing that when we talk about the skits, there are times when I do hear people say, "Oh, she showed dressing like what Ro got on." How it's like, okay, I'd rather you judge me by how I act.
Yeah.
At least you ain't saying nothing about how I act. Right. That's the point. I'm here to act.
Exactly.
Well, we ain't got no wardrobe person that does. But I also look at how the double standard is.
Yes.
On with our skits.
Preach.
You know what I mean? Like they hardly say it is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like the same thing that men require for women once we reach a certain age. We want to find something too.
Right.
Yeah.
We do. So that's been a tough thing for me.
Right. Take care of yourself, sir.
You know what? I think as we get older, we talk about youth and being pretty and fine and intact. You realize as you get older, one of the most important assets is wisdom.
That's it.
The more wisdom I gain,
that's it. That's priceless.
I kid you not. I feel so confident, certain, comfortable because of the wisdom I've acquired over the years. Wisdom with people, discernment, friends, husband, kids. Like, wisdom is really what you all should be aspiring to have.
Right.
Sure. Not the Botox and the looks and the fountain of youth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, the fountain of youth is wisdom.
Exactly.
I'm going on record to say that. Right. Like, wisdom is it. That's the key right there.
Yes.
Because it's like, once you have a certain level of wisdom and you know what you know, that's something that's just like, I am untouchable with this wisdom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And you walk confidently.
You walk more.
I mean, I just think, for me, just even growing up and just in my adulthood, I wasn't using wisdom all the time. So sometimes I'd be not that confident. Like, did I do that? I found myself always looking for validation.
Yeah.
How was that skit? How did this come? Did that look okay? But the more and more, like she said, that I ask God for wisdom. I'm always in Proverbs, honey. That is the book of wisdom. But the more and more I ask God for true wisdom, like, Lord, discernment. I mean, we had a situation, I told her early on, I was like, sis, this ain't it, girl.
I know.
But God gave me that discernment, but I wasn't confident because I didn't know where it was coming from. But now when I recognize his voice and I recognize I asked you for wisdom and you're giving it to me, let me use it. Now I'm like, hey girl, no, this chair ain't moving, Ernestine. You know, things like that, where it's like, I become more confident in who I am. So I think that's such a good word.
It is wisdom. Man.
Yes, that we don't need to be chasing beauty. We need to be chasing wisdom. Because we have to chase the beauty, because when you're not using wisdom, that's when you're getting all the stress lines and you
so what do you do
you know what I mean?
No, so once, because you're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Trust me. We're talking about perms. It's like, I'm telling y'all to kind of be careful about that, because once you see that you are changing, you're losing your hair. When I went through the whole menopause and I had to get surgery, and I went straight into the menopause, and I started to see the shift in my hair, my skin. It was the worst feeling for me. But I'm getting it back because I know that goes, you got to go through that period. But it's like, you're not invincible. It's going to happen. But I'm telling you how you can avoid it now.
Yeah.
So when it does happen, it won't affect you as much. We didn't have that. I didn't have that growing up. It's like, I'm learning this stuff as I go. I'm still learning, how does this menopause thing work? How does this thing work? Even like with prayer. I grew up in the church, and it was you pray. But it's like, but how does that work now?
Yeah.
I just knew I was supposed to do it, but how does that work?
Right.
Because what I saw didn't quite work for certain people. So does that mean I have to be good? No, you're flawed.
Yeah.
I always thought that good things happen to people who were good,
Right.
and who prayed, but not all the time.
The truth is, good things and bad things happen to good people and bad
Exactly.
people. And that's wisdom.
But nobody told us that.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a matter of questioning. I question everything.
Listen, if you don't take anything away from this particular episode, question everything. I say it all the time. I said it earlier. Everything is that deep. People, it's not that deep. It's I was just joking, or she was just no just anything. Everything is that deep.
Nope.
Everything. Question it all.
Yeah.
Well, Ro, this has been a phenomenal episode.
Yay! I appreciate y'all.
We need to do a part 2.
I know we need a part 2.
I have so many more questions. And
This is so
But
good.
real quickly, before we get you out of here and before we do the word of the day, I'm going to ask you, I don't know if Amber has any questions, but I'm going to ask you, we do this segment where it's either non-negotiable or actually it's negotiable. And they're silly and fun.
Okay.
And you let me know if it's negotiable or if it's non-negotiable.
Okay.
A man opening your door or paying for the check?
and that was an either or. That wasn't an actual.
Yeah. So what do I say?
I'm saying, is it negotiable for a man to open your door? Would you rather a man open your door or pay for the check? That's the question.
Are you doing both?
Both, but I got a big one.
Pick one. Which one's negotiable? Which one's,
I can negotiate.
We can negotiate the check. You're negotiating the check?
Well, and here's why. It depends on who the person is. It depends on the person, because you said a man. Because the man could be a friend or whatever. If he's interested in me, he gonna pay the check.
See how she questioned? Ooh, the critical thinking?
Yes, I am a critical thinker.
And deductive reasoning she just used?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's my answer.
So you were going to, it's non-negotiable for him to open the door. It's negotiable.
Yes.
Pay for that check.
He got to pay the check, though. But again, it depends. It depends. I'm going to leave it at that.
All right. We're leaving it at that.
That was a good question.
We are leaving it at that.
Well, then.
Amber, you have
see, you sprang this on me. Let me think. So I'm just gonna pull an old school one. Is it negotiable? Is it non-negotiable, or is it actually negotiable for a man to use your toothbrush?
Ooh, we ain't negotiating that. Ooh, we are not negotiating.
So you gonna let him walk around with stank breath?
No, we gonna go buy him one. We're gonna buy him a toothbrush.
He is not using.
No, he is not
using
my toothbrush.
Got it. You got one for us?
Let's see. These are good. I can't think of any right now.
She is so pretty. She's like mesmerizing. You look at her, you're like,
oh,
Jesus, she just got lost in the beauty.
Lost in the sauce. I know.
Look this good.
She looks like she's airbrushed.
Yeah, I hope I look this good when I am in my 50s.
I know. Well, I'm trying to look that good now.
You're already on the right track, though. Both of y'all are on the right track. Let me just say this before we close. I know I said that, I have my thing with women, but you can also pick up on genuine, real, realness when it comes to certain, certain women. But I love everything that you ladies are doing.
Oh, thank you.
It is definitely a tool that a lot of women, old and young, well, I'll just say older, can get
Seasoned.
with.
Right.
And it would be good if we did this, if you all did this, took this like on tour or something like that, because it's so needed when we talk about, and I'll be the first one. I don't like conferences. I don't like women's stuff because y'all ain't giving me nothing to walk away. You know what I'm saying? Tangible.
Yeah.
Right.
It's overly saturated and overly, even like with the podcast, but when you have genuine content and it's impactful, and I believe that's what you all have.
Oh, we appreciate
thank you.
I'm just grateful to be a part of it. And it took how many times
Yeah.
y'all asked me to come, and we couldn't.
Because
I
I
know.
said, is Ro gonna cancel on us? Showed how to get it a couple times before.
Right. And I know we're wrapping up, but the one thing I wanted to say too, what I loved about our relationship is in the beginning, for some reason, it was bumpy at first when we first started on the Kountry Wayne thing. And I I think both of us were like, I don't know where it's coming from. But what I loved and what I hope that women can take away is we had a conversation and you gave me wisdom. And as a younger person that, you know, that I respect that you've been on this earth longer than I have. I respect that you've experienced a lot. That instead of me being prideful, whatever, I'm like, you know what? I respect what you're saying and I want to learn from you. But in return, you did the same thing to me. It was just a mutual respect. And now it just feels like I get goosebumps because now I truly feel like we're family. We're on set. I'm excited to see you. And it's just, I wish that women could learn that. It's like when we're wrong, admit to our wrongs. Ask them, how can I do better? How can I be a better friend, coworker, whatever it is, partner? How can I be better in your life? And then really intentionally do that. And I think that's what we've done. It's like, we can have the conversation and still be like, girl, I don't like this. But it's like, no, we've intentionally said, we've had that conversation. We squashed whatever it was. And it could have just been the tension from the show. Because as actresses, we take on a lot of that. You know, you try to get into that space. And when we first started, it was beef between Ro and I on the show. But whatever it was, I just love how intentional we've been on like really building. And we were on the phone yesterday for an hour and 15 minutes. I looked at the phone. I was like, oh, we talked a long time. Whereas before I used to be like, hey girl, hey.
No, let me address that real quick. Being on this platform, women come and go.
Yes. I remember you told me that.
It was just like revolving door. And so many would come in because I knew I was there.
You were there. You ain't going nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere.
Y'all hear? She ain't going nowhere.
However, there were women that would come in and it was like, you got to do the work.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You don't come in entitled.
Right.
You know? And it was like the platform was created. The lane was created. Come in and do the work and don't complain. And I think it was work ethic for me because I take this as a job, and a lot of us will come in and just take
fun. It's like we're hanging out,
and we're talking. It's like, okay, we came to work. You know what I'm saying? And I think that with you, it's like, what is she? Girl, do the. We're complaining.
Complaining.
You were complaining. You were, you
about
were.
what?
She said, "Yeah, babe."
Yes, you were.
Tell me what I was doing. I can't even remember.
Even like with the mic skits, it was like. You wanted your character, and it was like, no, girl, you got a script. Even though we're improving, that's the director. And it was a matter of when you go to a job, you got a boss.
Right.
You got a manager. You can't.
Right.
So it was just like,
no, that's true.
No, and that's the thing that I have, not just with you, but with everybody.
Yes.
But I felt like I used to tell Wayne them, I was like, well, she a walk on. She came up, she didn't earn anything. Just like with the other character, it was like, that girl came in and she built, but it was like you replaced somebody. But it's like, why is she coming in here complaining? Just do the job.
Well, let me tell you though, it was hard though, because again, we're in this world that's using your name. So you're trying to protect your image.
Right.
So it wasn't honestly until I let that go that I actually got good as an actress and comfortable with just whatever Wayne said. Wayne was like, you sure, Amber?
You honestly didn't come from this world. You came from, you were doing corporate.
Well, I went to school for acting. And then I lived in LA, but I had put it down for a long time.
Yeah, you put it down for a
But
while.
I never was in the world of improv, and we definitely weren't using my name on anything.
Yeah.
So yes, I definitely felt like I had some say so in how my image was being portrayed. But now it's like, I understand what you're saying. I've heard other people come in super entitled, demanding more money, demanding more skits and all this. And it's like, girl, you've been here for 5 minutes.
Right.
What are you talking about?
And I think it was a matter of, there were times when we were not getting paid. So it was like, I'm the one.
When I first started, I don't know, did you start the skits before me?
I don't know.
I was Drip's probation officer. And when I first started, there was no compensation.
There was nothing. So it's like, okay, when did all this? So that's why I get on Wayne. I used to be like, Wayne, don't stop telling people, oh, they getting paid a lot of money. And it's like, God, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. So because a lot of people feel like, oh, we got to get on the skits because now they're getting paid. No, you got to get on the skits so you can get going. Like, start entry level.
Yeah, and like hone the craft.
That's
I'm hearing you say. Hone
that's
that is one of my biggest things with anybody who wants to get in this game, whether skits or acting or getting an agent. People come up to me in Greenland and go, how can I get an agent? Do you know how to act? Have you taken an acting class? Have you read a book? Have you taken Stanislavski?
Yes.
Uta Hagen, anything.
That part right there.
You know what I mean?
So
Be
that
a
was
student of the craft, but that's a whole nother part too.
Right.
Episode. But again, I say this all the time and we say it all the time. People don't have relationship issues. They have communication issues. And the fact that you guys communicated, you realize there was no issue. We just needed to communicate.
Right.
And I think if we all operated from that spirit of, let's just communicate.
Right.
There may be a little tension or a little energy I'm feeling. I could be wrong. You could be wrong. Let's just communicate it.
Yeah.
Actually, it's negotiable.
I love
it. So listen, on every episode, we end with the word of the day because life and death is in the power of the tongue. We have to be intentional about the words that we speak and really intentional about the words that we soak back up. Some stuff I'm not even trying to hear from people.
Right.
I'm not even registering that. So my word of the day is pivot. To change the direction of something. Change the direction of the way you're thinking. Change the direction of your career, your job, your mindset, your behaviors. Pivot.
That's good.
Don't be so rigid in your rules and your boundaries and your non-negotiables. No, actually some stuff is negotiable.
Yeah.
And sometimes God is telling you to pivot.
Ooh.
And you don't know what God is using you for the pivot. So my word of the day is pivot.
Wow.
And we will see you on another episode of
Actually, it's negotiable.
Chill.